Welcome back to another rebuild I got for you guys here today. So this rebuild is going to be a bit different. I am the Saints, but the team doesn't matter all that much. The point of this rebuild, as you guys could probably tell from the title, is that I'm going to have a team constructed of all rookies, and I'm going to try to rebuild them. I'm going to kind of treat this as like a realistic sort of rebuild, because if I trade for players, like really at any point, it's kind of defeats the purpose of having all rookies, right? So I'm just going to kind of keep this team here and try to build up through the draft and through free agency and all that good stuff. There are still like players on this team who are not rookies, like Humana Wanui. I don't know why I chose him. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I don't know. I probably missed a syllable in there. But he's not going to affect the overall, team, because he's a backup fullback right now. He's like the third string tight end. I don't think he's going to do much. Is this guy a rookie? I'm not even sure. No, he's not. It doesn't really matter because a fifth string receiver really isn't going to do much. But anyway, this team on offense is going to be led by Mitchell Trubisky. The inspiration for this is that somebody in my, on my Bears rebuild, they commented saying that I should have, pretty much given Trubisky more of a shot and I shouldn't have gotten rid of him right away. And I agree, I probably should have, so I'm going to give him a shot here. I'm going to try to keep him this entire time, at least for this first season and probably one more season, but then if he doesn't do anything, then I might try to trade for a quarterback. I'll give him 2 seasons and see how that goes. Alvin Kamara is the running back, so I guess I should say the reason why I chose the Saints is because I think they had the best draft. This past year with all these rookies, I think they definitely had the best draft because they got Alvin Kamara here and Ryan Ramczyk, just 2 studs on offense, 89 overall and 87 overall. Like, these guys are amazing. I'm also throwing Ramczyk at left tackle because he's definitely my best offensive lineman here. I think he has the best, potential. He can probably play the best there. Keelan Cole, Kenny Galladay, and Chris Godwin make up the wide receiver core. A weird group of players, I guess. Not usually, gone after or sought after in rebuilds, but Keelan Cole, I've seen him do pretty well. I'm going to see what he can do with the number 1. Kenny Galladay is just there because number 2 receivers don't matter all that much, and he has some potential. He's also 6'4", he's kind of massive, and Chris Godwin has quick development, so I thought he'd be a really cool player to get in this. Also, he went to Penn State. John Ross is here just because I want him to be the kick and punt returner in case he can make a Pro Bowl. The O-line is, I already mentioned Ryan Ramczyk, but Forrest Lamp, Garrett Bowles, Dorian Johnson, and Deion Dawkins. There aren't many rookie centers or rookie left guards, I think, so I had to get, I think Dorian Johnson and Forrest Lamp are both right guards, so I got them both and shifted one to left guard. Garrett Bowles, of course, is a left tackle, so I moved him to center, and then Deion Dawkins was a left tackle, who I moved over to right tackle. Moved a lot of stuff around, but I don't really think it matters. O.J. Howard is the starting tight end. He's a very good tight end for the Buccaneers. I think he has a bright future there. The Buccaneers also had a very good draft, too. But Jamal Adams is the starting strong safety. Superstar development, of course, he's a stud. Marcus Williams, another player the Saints drafted, 86 overall, and he's 20 years old. This player is normally pretty difficult to get in rebuilds. I go after him quite frequently, but I hardly ever get him. But I have him here. I hope he can go up well. Marshawn Lattimore, another player that the Saints drafted. I'm telling you, man, they had the most ridiculous draft class. He's an 89 overall. No development trait, though. I figured he would have at least quick by now. Adoree Jackson is the number 2 corner. Maybe I'll have him, play special teams alongside John Ross. Maybe one of them can make a Pro Bowl, but he also has quick development. And then Chidobe Awuzie is my nickel corner. I didn't really know who else to get, and he's not bad, so I figured why not. This linebacker core is actually really good. Reuben Foster is our right outside linebacker, 88 overall. He has quick development as well, not a bad player. Jarrad Davis is the middle linebacker, 21 years of age, so he's super young. He normally goes up very well. And then Zach Cunningham is our left outside linebacker. He's not much of a coverage guy, but 67 zone, 69 man, I've definitely seen worse. I'm sure he can get it done in simulation here. Carl Lawson is a player that normally does well for me. I hope he can do well here. The few times I've had him, he's put up some pretty good numbers. Derek Barnett, there's some bias coming into this one, of course, because I am an Eagles fan. I proclaim that quite a bit. But he has quick development. He's also just a good player to get. I also know I could have gotten Myles Garrett, but I had him in a rebuild sort of recently. I also have some studs in this defense. I want to tone it down a little bit. Jonathan Allen, superstar development. He's obviously, in this roster, actually, he's a left end. I don't know if he was drafted as a defensive tackle or what, but in this roster, he was a defensive end. I figured he could play defensive tackle because he's pretty strong. He's rather big. I think he can get it done. He also has superstar, like I already mentioned. And then Malik McDowell has quick development. He's a stud of a player, but I'm pretty sure he got injured on an ATV accident or something, which is unfortunate. And then on the special teams, I got Jake Elliott, of course, the best kicker in the NFL. No, I'm joking, of course. But yeah, he's on the team. And then we got Matt Hack as our punter, who's actually a very good punter to have in this game. 85 speed, 86 acceleration. That's kind of insane. As I'm scouting players here, I'm just going to mention how I kind of got this roster to, be. Also, this guy's superstar development. That's interesting. It's going to be horrible, though, but it does have superstar. So what I did is on the front menu of Madden, right, you can get any trade to go through. I don't know why I'm scouting quarterbacks, but you can get any trade to go through regardless of the trade, as long as the team has enough cap and has enough, players at those positions. If that's the case, you can get any trade to go through, like I said. So pretty much I just did a straight up trade for every single position. So for example, Drew Brees is now in the Bears because I just traded him straight up for Mitchell Trubisky. Obviously, none of these trades are realistic. They're not supposed to be. It doesn't matter. I just wanted to get this roster done as quickly as I could, and that's the fastest way I can think of. So pretty much position for position, I just straight up traded to every other team. I just thought I should mention that before I go on. At the midseason mark here, we are 4-3. That's not a terrible record. The Buccaneers are 2-6. We are in second in the division. The Falcons are 5-2, and the Panthers are 3-5. We just barely lost to the Bears, 40-38. That would have been a nice game to win. But anyway, in the offense here, 4.4 thousand for Trubisky, 6.6 thousand from Alvin Kamara, 6.6 thousand for Ryan Ramczyk, to nearly 6 thousand for Chris Godwin. Also, I want to point out that I'm using a different scheme, that I normally do. So somebody in one of my rebuilds, I can't remember exactly what it was, said that zone run scheme, it makes it so, your running back and your offensive line tend to play better. And then I actually asked him if the quarterback still plays well too, because I've seen some schemes where the running backs go off, but the quarterback doesn't play too well. And he, confirmed that his quarterback still all played well. This scheme apparently worked for him. He also said he used the Falcons playbook, but I'm just going to keep the Saints. I think the Saints is perfectly fine. But let's see what this does. I hope this scheme can make Alvin Kamara play well. Anyway, though, on the defense, we got 3.1 thousand for Gerard Davis, 5.4 thousand over there. Anyone have a ton? I don't see that much. 4.6 thousand for, Jamal Adams, 2.4 thousand. Okay, not too much. Also, Dorian Johnson we have to bring back. I'm sure I'm not going to have to bring back a ton of players, because a lot of these guys are going to have contracts that expire at the same time. So Dorian Johnson's coming back. I don't want any of these guys. I can't even sign these guys because I don't think any of them are rookies. I guess I could probably sign this guy. He's a rookie, right? Yeah, might as well. Why not? Just get a backup center. I don't know. These players aren't going to be that important, but might as well bring back all the rookies. Justin Hardy. All right, there you go, my man. Are you a rookie? No, you're not a rookie. I can't even bring you back. I can't bring you back anyway, LaTroy Lewis. It doesn't matter. I'm sure I can replace all those guys in the draft. We did not end up making the playoffs, but we did just win a game against the Buccaneers. That's pretty cool. We went 7-9. Falcons went 12-4. Buccaneers 6-10. Panthers 5-11. That's not a good record to have if you don't make the playoffs. 7-9, man. Okay, well, anyway, 2-2 in the preseason. That just means we're going to have a very mediocre pick, but we lost the first game, then we won 3. We actually beat the Patriots. It's pretty cool. Then we lost to the Lions, beat the Packers, lost a whole bunch, beat the Rams, lost a couple, beat the Jets, lost to the Falcons, and then beat the Buccaneers. So let's check out the stats. I hope our, our quarterback and our team played well. I think Tom Brady won MVP. Mitchell Trubisky, 4,110 yards, 29 touchdowns, 12 picks. That's really not that bad of a season. I'll take it, I guess. Rushing, 1,116 yards with 12 touchdowns from Alvin Kamara. That's a pretty good season. Corey Clement had 9 touchdowns. I forgot to mention that I have him on the team as well. Receivers, 73 catches, 844 yards, and 10 touchdowns from O.J. Howard. That's actually a pretty good season from him. Keelan Cole, nearly 1,000 yards with 6 touchdowns. Chris Godwin, though, was definitely our best wide receiver, I think. Nearly 1,100 yards with 8 touchdowns. Kenny Galladay didn't do much, but didn't really expect him to. Blocking, 25 sacks led up from Ryan Ramczyk. That is terrible. Deion Dawkins led up 17. Wow. 161 tackles, though, from Reuben Foster. That is a ton with 5 interceptions. I am sure he won Defensive Rookie of the Year. 147 from Gerard Davis. I would have rather had Gerard Davis win it. But that's all right. 11 tackles for loss from Malik McDowell. 8 from Derek Barnett. He had 11.5 sacks, too. 9.5 from Carl Lawson. Not bad. Interceptions, we already saw 5 from Reuben Foster, but then we got 4 from Marshawn Lattimore, 3 from Adoree Jackson, 2 from Jamal Adams, 1 from Chidobe Awuzie, and 1 from Marcus Williams. Okay, so the defense didn't actually play too badly. No touchdowns, it's all good though. 24th on offense. I'm sure the defense was like top 15. That's my guess. What do we got? 25th. Okay, never mind. MVP does go to Tom Brady. Don't expect to see a Saint in this. Mark Ingram is on the Eagles. I forgot about that because, okay, so I traded Mark Ingram for Corey Clement because I needed a backup running back. I kind of forgot about that, but NFC Offensive Player of the Year actually goes to Drew Brees. He's on the Bears. It's actually kind of funny. Nobody from the Saints. Defensive Player of the Year, Reuben Foster is number 4. That's not bad at all. Offensive Rookie of the Year actually goes to Trubisky. That is pretty awesome. Alvin Kamara comes in second. I'm surprised that Dalvin Cook didn't win it, or Chris Carson. Dalvin Cook's a 90, but I mean, Alvin Kamara is going to be higher than a 90 for sure. Chris Godwin comes in 5th, O.J. Howard comes in 7th, and Keelan Cole comes in 10th. Defensive Rookie of the Year does go to Reuben Foster. Then there's Gerard Davis and Derek Barnett, along with Malik McDowell, Carl Lawson, Adoree Jackson, and Marshawn Lattimore. Of course, we're going to be, running those awards since we have, every starting position a rookie. But let's check out the experience. Trubisky, 26,000. That's not amazing. I kind of was hoping for a bit more, but he really didn't have the best of seasons, but it wasn't that bad. Chris Godwin has 12,000. O.J. Howard is 19,000. I'm not sure how Ryan Ramczyk really has anything at all. but 13,000 for Alvin Kamara as well. And then on the defense, Reuben Foster has 46,000. Then there's 24,000 from Gerard Davis, 15K from Malik McDowell, 11K from Derek Barnett, 13,000 from Adoree Jackson. What about John Ross? Did he make a Pro Bowl? He did not make a Pro Bowl. That would have been awesome. I'm about to be in free agency here. I have $83.3 million to spend. I can sign anybody here. There's not really any restrictions. Des Bryant is here. I don't really want him, though. I can sign Drew Brees back, even though he's probably had an insane season. Spencer Ware is not bad. Zach Miller, Trey Boston, Robert Ayers was above him. Okay, so I don't want anybody, but actually, I don't want any of the top guys. I do want someone, though. Nikel Roby-Coleman is always cool to get. I want... What position is he? Is he a left guard? I signed him in free agency, and I meant to bring him back, but I forgot. Here he is. Jason King? Yeah, you're really, really strong. I'm going to give you a contract in case you make a Pro Bowl as a backup, because then you will go up very well. So the player I won in the first round of this draft is supposed to be a late first-round talent, but I have the 13th pick, and I can't trade back really for anything in the late first round. I don't really want to risk it because Javier Murphy looks ridiculous. 4.33 speed. That's insane. 6.66 3-cone, 3.99 20-yard shuttle. That's ridiculous too, with very good top 3 skills. I feel like this guy's going to be like an 84 overall. He is an 84 overall. 96 speed, 97 acceleration, 87 man, 83 zone, 85 press. This guy is insane. I'm trading in this draft for a second-round draft pick. I'm giving the 49ers Chidobe Awuzie, something Taylor, I'm sorry I don't know his first name, and Rasul Douglas for the 45th overall pick. And with this pick, I'm going with a wide receiver who I think can be very, very good. Thinking about it now, I probably should have traded them a wide receiver because I intend on drafting one. I think this guy's going to be insane if he is still here. He's supposed to be a speed wide receiver to go in the 3rd round. Connor Benoit. Okay, so first off, he's 6'3" and runs a 4.38. That's pretty insane. And he has pretty good top 3 skills. I'm going to go with him. 80 overall, normal development, 94 speed, being 6'3". This guy does not look like a football player. I mean, just look at him. But his stats are very good. 85 route running, 83 catching, 90 acceleration. He is not bad at all. Gerard Rucker is the player I'm going with right now. He has very good top 3 skills, and he has a good combine, so I'm sure he's going to be a good linebacker. 78 overall, superstar development. I think this guy's going to come in and start, I think, over Gerard Davis. That's what I'm thinking. Rodriguez Roberts. I'm going to go with him right now. I mean, I don't really need another wide receiver, but this guy looks actually really good. He has pretty good top 3 skills. He has an okay combine, but he's very agile and can accelerate really well. I'm going to go with him. 77 overall, superstar development. Okay, now I have a bit of a situation because I'm not sure which group of wide receivers to start, and I don't know who to start at the number 1 spot. This guy looks okay. He has a good combine. He has pretty decent top 3 skills for a left tackle. He's decently strong too. 36 reps is not bad. 78 overall, normal development, ranked 18th in the entire draft. He was supposed to go in the 1st round, and we took him now. I might keep this guy at left tackle and see how he plays. I'm not really too sure where this guy's going to start. It kind of depends on his development, I guess, but Kane Vincent out of Yale, so you know he's smart with a good combine. Let's go with him. He has superstar development too. Okay, so I guess I should probably start this guy where Zach Cunningham is, because I feel like this guy should definitely start somewhere, right? Like, he's really good. I'm going to trade away, you know, my last pick in this draft. This draft was ridiculous. I don't know how this draft was so good and how we got all the players we wanted. I'm not trading with the Bears because they actually won the Super Bowl. Believe it or not. I don't know how that happened. Let's go with the, I'm going to go with the Ravens. Let me just recap this draft, okay? This might be my best draft I have ever had. First off, we got this guy. 84 overall, 96 speed, 97 acceleration. The only downside to this guy is that he doesn't have a good development trait. It's just normal, but like, at least it's not slow, right? Like, he is insane. I can't believe that guy was that good. Then Connor Benoit, 80 overall, 94 speed, 6'3". That's insane. Gerard Rucker, superstar development, 78 overall. Rodriguez Roberts, superstar development, 77 overall. Dawson Wharton is actually not confident for some reason, but normal development, but 78 overall. And then Kane Vincent, superstar development, 78 overall. We literally did not miss on any of these draft picks. After thinking about it for a little while, I think it's okay if I trade for some draft picks, because I'm not trading for players, right? I'm just going to, you know, get some draft picks to draft some other players, some other rookies, all that good stuff. Also, I just have a ton of wide receivers, and I wanted to get rid of some of them without cutting them. So I'm giving the Ravens Keelan Cole, Kenny Galladay, and Garrett Bowles for their 1st round draft pick. This is the team for the 2nd season. I think this team actually has a shot to make the playoffs. Mitchell Trubisky is up to an 82 overall. Not a bad quarterback at all. I'm definitely going to give him another shot. He didn't play badly last year, so if he does the same thing, I'll probably keep him. Alvin Kamara is our starting running back still. I don't know why I felt the need to point that out. The wide receiver core is much different from last year. The only one staying really is Chris Godwin, but now we have Connor Benoit at the number 1 position. I think he can fit very well there. Chris Godwin's the number 2, and then we got Rodriguez Roberts in the slot. I hope he can play well here. Chris Godwin almost put up 1,100 yards here last season. I hope Roberts can do the same. This offensive line is pretty much the same. The only difference is that we have Wharton starting at center. He was the left tackle I drafted. I know I said that I was going to have him start at left tackle, but I think Ryan Ramczyk will get his sack numbers down. Usually, a player's second year is better than their rookie year, so I'm just going to see what happens. Like usually in simulation, the sacks go down a ton. I hope that's the same here. O.J. Howard went up to an 87. He's not a bad tight end. And then on the defense, we got Rucker starting at middle linebacker. I just wanted this guy to start here just because he's faster than this guy. That's literally the only reason. He has one more speed point. So Vincent starting at left, Rucker starting at middle. We got Gerard Davis and Zach Cunningham backing those guys up. And then on the cornerbacks, in the secondary is what I was thinking about saying. Murphy is starting in number 2 corner, 96 speed, 87 man. Like, I can't get over how good this guy is. Marshawn Lattimore's the number 1 still, and Adoree Jackson's going to be the nickel. Marcus Williams, Jamal Adams make up the rest of the secondary. Malik McDowell actually went up to a higher overall than Jonathan Allen. Carl Lawson, Derek Barnett are still here as well, so I think this team can play perfectly fine. Let's see what happens. We have a bye week here at the mid-season mark, so let's check out their record. We are 4-4. Okay, that's just about where we were last season. The Falcons are 6-1, the Buccaneers 4-3, and the Panthers a measly 2-6. Trubisky looks like he's playing decently well, though. 10,000 experience. I think he just had like 400 yards the game before. Right there, 422 passing yards. That's pretty cool. 9.3 thousand for Roberts, 4.7 thousand for Chris Godwin, 5.5 thousand there for the number 1 receiver. And then on defense, 7.6 thousand for Rucker, but we got 13,000 for Vincent. I'm going to spend that. 6,000 for Murphy. Adoree Jackson, 5.4 thousand. Okay, so let's get Vincent up. 13,000. I'm surprised he has so much. What can we get him to? I'm just going to go to like 80 in awareness and play rec. I think, okay, I can't get all the way there in play rec, but 85 overall, not a bad looking player. And then players to negotiate with, I don't think there's really going to be any. Jay Bromley's not a rookie, or he wasn't a rookie when I started, so I can't have him. Chris Banjo, Kakaha, same goes for all these guys. We did not make the playoffs yet again. We went 6-10. Somehow this team did worse. The Falcons are 12-4, the Buccaneers 11-5, and the Panthers 5-11. I'm not really sure how this team did worse, but 3-1 in the preseason, lost the opening game, beat the Browns, lost 2, won a couple, 61-24 against the Packers. Okay, very bad and second half of the season. The first half wasn't all that horrible. We were like 4-4, right? So Tom Brady wins MVP once again. How Trubisky play? 4,086 yards, 32 touchdowns, 19 interceptions. Really nothing great, but again, not terrible. Alvin Kamara, though, 1,448 yards, 16 touchdowns. That is an insane season from him. 75 catches from O.J. Howard, 916 yards. Chris Godwin, 3 touchdowns. Rodriguez Roberts, 8. Connor Benoit, 5. Really nothing special from any of those guys. O.J. Howard actually had a really good season. I guess I should say that. Ryan Ramczyk didn't play well. Deion Dawkins didn't play well. I have to do something about the tackles, I guess. 131 tackles, though, from Gerard Rucker isn't bad. 105 from Reuben Foster. That went down a bit. Tackles for loss, 10 from Derek Barnett. Sacks, we got 10 from Carl Lawson, 9.5 from Derek Barnett. Interceptions, 6 from Marshawn Lattimore, 3 from Reuben Foster and Jamal Adams, 2 from Adoree Jackson, 1 from Gerard Rucker, and Marcus Williams. Okay, so the rookie corner did not get 1 touchdowns. We got 2, Jamal Adams and Kane Vincent. I almost said Lawson. That's not his name. They both got 1. 14th on offense, not horrible. And 20th on defense. So we improved in both of those categories. Don't think anybody from the Saints is going to be in this. Maybe I'll see Kamara in this. He actually didn't make it. Defensive player of the year. Nobody from the Saints. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Rodriguez Roberts, Connor Benoit are both in the list. Defensive Rookie of the Year. We got Gerard Rucker, Javier Murphy, Kane Vincent. Okay, so we got a couple people in there. I hope we have a decent amount of experience. I hope a couple of our players made the Pro Bowl or something. That would be awesome. 28,000 from Kamara. That kind of looks like a Pro Bowl. 16,000 from Trubisky. Maybe? I'm not sure. 16,000. I think he had like 10,000 at the end of the year. Yeah, okay. I mean, at the end of the midseason mark, that makes sense. 16K from Roberts really isn't that bad. Maybe he can stay on the team as a starter. Definitely have to shift around the offensive line. 17,000 from Rucker, 13,000 from Vincent, 46,000 from Marshawn Lattimore. He made the Pro Bowl. What about John Ross? John Ross did not make the Pro Bowl once again, man. I really want him to. Free agency is here. $82.5 million to spend. Who can we bring in? Nobody good, man. This was a very underwhelming free agency period. I'll see you guys in the draft. This draft really didn't look that great, but this guy looks really good, and I kind of want to take him. I have the 10th pick and the 13th pick. I'm going to go with him here. A stiff arm, A- trucking, A- carrying. He looks really good. Obviously, he's not going to come in to start, but I just kind of want to see what he's talking about here. 80 overall, quick development. I meant to say what he's all about, not what he's talking about. I don't know. 87 speed, 90 trucking, 94 stiff arm, 90 carrying. This guy's really good. I'm going to go with this left tackle here, Matt Dillon. I'm not sure if I'm going to start this guy, but in case he's like really good, I'm going to select him. 77, normal development. I don't think I'm going to start this guy at left tackle. So literally the only other player I have on my draft board here is a 7th round pick. This draft really wasn't anything special. Let me just check out like the top players if there's anyone here that looks decent. Like I don't know anything about any of these guys. I don't want to take a risk. I mean these running backs look pretty decent, but like I don't think I really want to take them. I'll go with this guy. Reginald Rudolph. 79 overall, quick development. This guy's really good agility, I think. 92 agility, 92 juke move. Not terrible. I mean, I knew he was going to be decent, and that's why I selected him there. I'm going to trade away my next 2 draft picks and then select that fullback with my the pick after that, I guess. And I'm probably just going to sim to the end of the draft then, but I don't want anything for this year. There we go. That's perfect. A 2nd and a 7th next year from the Chiefs. I'll take that, and I'm going to trade away this 4th rounder. And then I think take my fullback with my 5th round draft pick and then sim. So we got anything for next year. A lot of this stuff is all this year. Can I have just 2 picks for next year or just a 3rd next year? I'll take that. Perfectly fine. And now with my 5th round draft pick, I will be drafting like an 82 overall fullback. Actually, I have a 4th rounder as well. Whatever. I'm still going to take this fullback. K1 Price. 80 overall, normal development. Of course. This is the team for the 3rd season. I will probably be doing another season after this one. But really, I think this team can make the playoffs. I'm not just saying that. I really do. Trubisky is an 83 overall. I hope he can just go off. I changed this scheme back to what I normally run, which is, if you guys don't know, I'll just show you, I guess. It is the Steelers' offensive playbook with a vertical offense scheme, because I find that that makes my players play very well. Also, I changed the defensive playbook from the Saints to the Bengals, and, you know, the attacking 4-3 is still the same. I just feel like the Bengals defense, I don't know, kind of plays well for me. Like, my defensive ends normally do pretty decently. Anyway, though, yeah, Trubisky's an 83. Kamara's up to a 96. He is ridiculous. The wide receiver core, Chris Godwin's number 1, Benoit's number 2, and Roberts is number 3. The only reason why I have Roberts number 3 and not Benoit is because he has Superstar. But I'm actually reconsidering it, maybe, because Roberts didn't play too well, but that was also a different scheme. I'm going to leave it like this. I think this can play well. Wharton is starting at left tackle. This, of course, is a left tackle we drafted last season. He played center last year, though. Deion Dawkins is going to be the center. Ryan Ramczyk will be the right tackle. O.J. Howard is still the starting tight end. And then on defense, Marshawn Lattimore is up to a 96 overall. He is ridiculous. Vincent, who was our outside linebacker last season, is moving to middle because he's an 86 here. And then we moved Rucker, who was our middle, out to left because he's an 84. I think that's like the best for the team. Reuben Foster's a 94. Marcus Williams is an 88. Jamal Adams is an 88. Murphy's an 86. This D-line is not that bad. I think this team can make the playoffs, but let's see what we're looking like at the midseason mark. So we are 5-2 at the midseason mark here. That's much better than the past few years. I guess not much better, but it is better nonetheless. The Falcons are also 5-2. The Buccaneers are 4-4, and the Panthers are 1-6. Trubisky has 5.8 thousand. Roberts 7.5 thousand. No one else looks like they have that much, but on the defense, maybe 6.7 thousand, 6.2 thousand, 7.4 thousand. Not bad. Do we have to bring anybody back? Corey Clement. I want to bring him back for sure. But since he's our top free agent, probably not that many people have to come back. Jake Elliott, Matt Hack, I do want. Don't really care about him or Connor McGovern over there. Okay, so Corey Clement, let's start with him. We have a lot of money. Might as well try to bring all these players back here. He's coming back to the team. Jake Elliott, I definitely want. He's a fantastic kicker. 97 kick power, 91 kick accuracy. And then Matt Hack is a very good punter. I want him back as well. Okay, he's coming back to the team. Not bad there. We made the playoffs. We went 10-6 this year. That's really not that bad. So did the Eagles. We won our division. The Falcons 9-7, Buccaneers 8-8, and the Panthers 3-13. So let's check out this schedule here. 2-2 in the preseason. We won the opening game, lost to the Falcons, beat the Cardinals, got destroyed by the Titans, then we won a whole lot in a row. Lost to the Falcons again, beat the Panthers and the Jaguars, lost a few, and then beat the Buccaneers and the Cowboys. Okay, so definitely a good season considering last year we went 6-10. We actually have the reciprocal record. Trubisky, even in this new scheme, really isn't doing all that much. It's pretty much the same that he has been doing. Kamara actually had a much worse season, 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns. That's still not bad at all, but last season he had like 1,500 with 16 touchdowns. Receiving 72 catches for Benoit with 798 yards, 8 touchdowns. Rodriguez-Roberts gets over 1,000 yards with 8 touchdowns. Chris Godwin doesn't do all that much. O.J. Howard, 8 touchdowns. I mean, I don't really blame those guys because their quarterback only threw for 4,000 yards. Dawson Morton actually played better than Ryan Ramczyk, who's still letting up more than 10 sacks. I don't know how. Whatever. 140 tackles, though, from Kane Vincent. 124 from Reuben Foster, who had 7 interceptions. Tackles for loss, 6 from Malik McDowell and Derek Barnett and Jonathan Allen. Sacks. We got 14 sacks from Jonathan Allen at D tackle. Wow, that is a good season. 11.5 from Carl Lawson. Only 8 from Derek Barnett. Picks, like I said, we got 7 from Reuben Foster, 3 from Kane Vincent, Marshawn Lattimore, and Javier Murphy, 2 from Marcus Williams, 1 from Jamal Adams, Gerard Rucker, and Sidney Jones. Okay, not bad. Any defensive touchdowns? Only 1, but it's from Reuben Foster. Not bad. 23rd in the NFL in offense. I feel like our defense has to eclipse top 15 now. 24th. Okay, we can't. I don't really know if those rankings mean all that much, to be honest. Nobody from the Saints is in this here, but NFC Offensive Player of the Year. Maybe we get a Saint. We actually got Mitchell Trubisky at number 10. Defensive Player of the Year actually goes to Reuben Foster. That's cool. Kane Vincent comes in 4th. Offensive Rookie of the Year. I don't think we have really anyone starting. Keywan Price, who's our fullback, comes in there at number 7. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Nobody from the Saints. I'm not really that upset about that because I don't think we had anyone on the defense who's a rookie starting. Anyway, Trubisky, 9,500 experience, but I just saw immediately that Deion Dawkins at Forrest Lamp made a Pro Bowl. That is always a good sign. Alvin Kamara, 10,000, 11,000 for Chris Godwin, 14K for Roberts. I think what this means is I'm going to move one of these guys to left tackle, maybe even move one of them to right tackle too, because Ryan Ramczyk cannot seem to play well, is what I meant to say. On the defense, 26,000 from Reuben Foster, 12,000 from Vincent, 21,000 from Marshawn Lattimore, 13K from Jamal Adams, 11K from Rucker, 17K from Jonathan Allen. We actually have a good amount of experience here. The word for this rebuild is Berliner Luft. I think it's like German beer or something like that. I think that's what the person commented. I don't know how you guys want to spell that. It doesn't matter. I have it in my notes as Berliner, and then it's 2 words, so space Luft. I don't really care how you spell it, though. I'll figure it out. But that is the word. Thank you very much to the person who commented that. And thank you guys very much if you made it this far into the video and can actually comment the word. That's awesome. Here's a look at the offense. I'm not sure what the last thing I said was, to be completely honest. Trubisky's an 84. Kamara's a 98. This wide receiver core really isn't that amazing. I was really hoping Benoit would have went up higher. You know, from when I drafted him, I thought this guy was going to be the next god in the NFL. Roberts is an 84, though. He actually had a decent year. Deion Dawkins went up to an 89. Forrest Lamp, a 92. Not bad. I'm going to leave the line the way it is for these playoff games, but the next season, I want to probably switch these guys around a little bit. O.J. Howard is starting at tight end as well. I don't know why I always point that out. He's obviously still starting at tight end. And then on the defense, Marshawn Lattimore is a 98 overall. He is ridiculous. Malik McDowell's an 87. Jonathan Allen's an 86. Vincent is an 87. Rucker's an 87. Reuben Foster's a 96. This team's actually really good, so let's check out the overall. I'm not exactly sure what it's going to be. I'm guessing like a 90. 89. Okay, so close enough. I don't think that counts our upgrades, though, so let's see if we can take down the Eagles, and then we can check out the overall, and I think it'll be over a 90 the more I think about it. Let's see. Did we beat the Eagles? We did not beat the Eagles. Let's check out the score. That sucks that we lost. Hopefully that's not the only time we make the playoffs. 20-17, a very close game. I am about to sign free agents now. $77.36 million. Hopefully there are some studs. Kevin Byard is definitely a stud. But I don't know if I should go after him. He's a 95 overall. I have to go after him. It'd be weird if I didn't, right? Miles Jack is here. I don't want to go after Miles Jack because I think Rucker played just as well. I really wanted some defensive ends. That was like the biggest issue of this team this entire time, but there's like no good defensive ends here. Well, that sucks a little bit, but I am going to go after... I think I'm going to go after Kevin Byard. Probably start him over whichever safety I have, you know, who is a lower overall. I'm going to go, like, super in on this deal because I have a lot of money. I'm not going after anybody else, and he might accept another offer. 113 points. That's enough for me, and I'll let you know if I go after anyone else. We got Kevin Byard. I didn't go after anyone else, so now he makes a secondary look that much better. So this draft didn't really look all that great either. There was only, like, a couple positions I really wanted, you know, to get. I was mainly looking for like a 3-4 pass rushing outside linebacker to go like early first round, but there's none of those guys. There's, you know, nothing special in this draft class. I don't really know what to do. I might just take a random player and then call it from there. Let's go with guard. Let me think. I do want a guard, so 6.6 combine grade. Looks good to me. 75 overall, quick development. I might actually start this guy over Dorian Johnson. I don't know. But I'm just going to send him to the end of the draft because I really don't need anybody. So the computer drafted me another fullback. Corin Harriet. They drafted me another 80 overall fullback. And this guy, Paul Van Dyke. He's actually not that terrible. He's not going to play anywhere, obviously. The only player I drafted here was Morgan Betts. This guy's 96 speed. Okay. This is the team for the final season. So, free agency has let me down in this rebuild. Really, there was, like, no one that amazing. I mean, Kevin Byard is a great player, but I was hoping for there to be at least a few pass rushers or something at some point, because that's really all I've been looking for almost this entire time. But anyway, here is the team. Mitchell Trubisky's an 84. Alvin Kamara is a 98 still. I think he was a 98 at the end of the season last year. Chris Godwin's the number 1. Benoit's the number 2. Roberts is the number 3. Wide receiver core really isn't even all that bad. Forrest Lamp is going to be playing left tackle. I hope he can play well there. I'm tempted to shift Ramczyk back to, or not back to anything, just into center. I don't know, because normally he's like one of the best offensive linemen like every season. I don't know why he's not playing well here. I don't know. And then also, I've just decided to keep Dorian Johnson starting. I don't really think there's a big deal. I could start this Betts guy over there. I don't really want to. Wharton's starting at left guard. I don't think that matters too much. Our interior offensive linemen have been playing pretty well anyway. And then on the defense, we got Kevin Byard starting at free safety. I think that is the only, position that is different. Adoree Jackson actually went up pretty well. Murphy is now the nickel corner. But I think this team should make the playoffs. I definitely think they're good enough. There's enough, amazing playmakers on this team to do so. We made the playoffs. We went 10-6. Okay, so we have to take on the 8-8 Cowboys. I'm glad we made the playoffs here. 13-2-1 though from the Falcons. Panthers 8-8. Buccaneers 4-11-1. I guess the Buccaneers tied with the Falcons. That's what it seems like. We went 2-2 in the preseason, beat the Buccaneers, then lost 2 games, 1-3, lost against the Cowboys. I hope that doesn't happen now. Beat the Buccaneers, lost to the Raiders, beat the Broncos, and then we actually won 4 in a row to close out the season. That's not bad at all. It's a good time to get hot, Devontae Freeman wins MVP, but how did Trubisky play? Pretty much exactly how he's been playing. I don't know. These really aren't bad seasons, right? Like, he's consistently getting over 4,000 yards, which really isn't that bad, but I kind of expect a little more. I don't know. Alvin Kamara, though, 1,556 yards, 16 touchdowns. That is an insane season. No fumbles either. Green got 8 touchdowns as a backup. That's not terrible. Connor Benoit, 73 catches, only 4 touchdowns. Not amazing. Roberts, 946 yards, 7 touchdowns. Chris Godwin gets over 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. These receivers really haven't been playing all that well. O.J. Howard gets 7 touchdowns. It's actually pretty good. Blocking, how is this? 14 sacks led up from Forrest Lamp. Seems like he is the best left tackle we've had. Ryan Ramczyk, 10, okay. 7 from Wharton. 149 tackles from Kane Vincent, 4 picks to 102 tackles from Reuben Foster with 2 interceptions. Tackles for loss, 5 from Carl Lawson and Malik McDowell, not bad. Sacks, 13 from Carl Lawson, 11.5 from Malik McDowell. Carl Lawson finally started to play pretty well. Interceptions, 4 from Kane Vincent, 3 from Marshawn Lattimore, 2 from Reuben Foster, Adoree Jackson, and Kevin Byard, 1 from Gerard Rucker, Jamal Adams, and Gerard Davis. Okay. I'm actually really surprised Gerard Davis got a pick. No touchdowns. I think he only had like 12 tackles, but we were 11th on offense. Hopefully the defense is good finally. 12th. Okay. Well, all right. Doesn't seem like they played that much better than any other year. I don't know. Anybody from the Saints in this? That is a no. NFC Offensive Player of the Year. Alvin Kamara is number 4. And Mitchell Trubisky actually makes it number 10. Defensive Player of the Year actually goes to Kane Vincent. That's pretty cool. Nobody else from the Saints. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Don't expect to see anybody from our team. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Same goes here. Best Quarterback. Mitchell Trubisky is number 6. Not bad, I guess. Best Running Back. We got Alvin Kamara. I almost missed him at number 3. Best Wide Receiver. I don't expect to see Chris Godwin on this list. He actually made it at number 10. That's pretty surprising. Best Offensive Lineman. Forrest Lamp is in there. So is Ryan Ramczyk. Nobody else from our team. Best D Lineman. Carl Lawson comes in 4th. And Malik McDowell makes it. That's surprising me as well. Kane Vincent comes in 2nd for Best Linebacker. Manti Te'o, of course, the former Saint, wins it. Okay. Best Defensive Back. Nobody from our team. There's 2 players from the Giants there, actually. Who was that? Eli Apple and Landon Collins. Eli Apple won Best Defensive Back, or almost won the Best Defensive Back. Okay. Best Kicker is almost said Ezekiel Elliott. Wow. Is Jake Elliott on this? He is not. That is sad. I'm surprised. Best Elliott in the NFC East, of course. Anyway, on the offense, 11,000 experience from Mitchell Trubisky, 16,000 from Alvin Kamara, 12,000 from Chris Godwin, 14K from Roberts. Not terrible. What about the defense? 33,000 from Vincent, 15K over there, 10,000 from Malik McDowell. No one has a ton, but I mean, I guess Vincent has a lot. 14K over here too. Not bad. Check out Jake Elliott, 2.4 thousand. All right, kind of was hoping for more. 16K. Alvin Kamara, nope. John Ross still didn't make the Pro Bowl. That's annoying. Here is a look at the offense before we get into this game. Chris Godwin actually went up pretty well. He's an 88 overall now. You know, he's a pretty good receiver. He's developed decently. Roberts, 86. Benoit still an 83. I don't think he went up much. Forrest Lamp is now a 94. He's tied with Ryan Ramczyk for the best overall on our offensive line. And then on the defense, Vincent's up to a 93. He was actually a very good draft pick. Marshawn Lattimore is a 99 now. Not bad. So let's sim by this week. Actually, let me check the overall first. I'm guessing we're a 93. 94. Okay, better than I thought. 95 for the Cowboys. This team is very good, but the Cowboys technically have a better team. We should be able to take him down. I have faith in the squad. Can Trubisky do it? Let's see what happens. He actually did. Okay, Alvin Kamara put up 2 touchdowns too. The Rams are 13-3. They are going to be very tough to take down. They're a 92. We are a 95. We have the overall advantage, but of course the Cowboys had the overall advantage last week, and we ended up winning. So let's advance to the conference championship. Are we in it? We are not in it. We lost to the Rams. I think it was 28-21. That was a rough scoreline to lose to. 49-28 against the Cowboys. That was a good game from us. But then you had 28-21 against the Rams. That sucks. But still, I thought this rebuild was pretty cool. I would consider this one a success. Like I always say, I feel like it's a success if you can make it to the playoffs with like a decent record. If you go like 8-8 to make it to the playoffs, I don't really consider, like, let's say you do that 3 years in a row, I don't really consider that a success. I guess unless you win the Super Bowl in there. But if you go like 10-6, 11-5 around there, I think that's okay, because once you get into the playoffs, it's pretty much a toss-up as to which team wins. I feel like you can have like a 0 overall team and still compete. I don't know. But that's probably not true. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. Here's one last look at the team, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll talk to you guys soon. I said guys a lot there. I'm sorry, but see ya.